Hello, we're here for the Larder Hotpot cook-along with Kay, who's going to show us an easier way to make Lancashire hot pot, mainly on the hob. Is that right?
Yes, that's right.
Why?
Because it means that we use the oven a bit less. Normally, hot pot takes about 2 hours in the oven.
Right.
I'm using mince today. Normally, I would use like a stewing lamb, and that takes about 2 hours again on the hob. So this is going to take probably less than an hour.
Right, okay. So it's more cost efficient because we're not having to have the oven on for hours. Brilliant, okay. I like the idea of an easy hot pot because I don't like making hot pot because it's too faffy. Or at least I thought it was too faffy when I've made it in the past for sort of events. But when I came and watched you make it the first time, I thought, oh, actually it's quite easy, isn't it?
I think it's quite therapeutic though. I find it. I think I was brought up on hot pot. My grandma made a good hot pot, and I think I've inherited those hot pot making skills.
See, I wasn't. Give us something to chop. What have we got going on here?
Right, so I'll just go through the ingredients that we need. So, okay. So as I say, I'm using this lamb mince today to make it a bit easier and to cook a bit more quickly. Now this is from the butchers on Preston Market, and it is from Bowland Farm, so it's very local mince, very nice. I've made a hot pot with this and it was delicious. We have some local potatoes. These are Wiltshire potatoes. They work very well in a hot pot because they Wiltshire potatoes. These are grown in Mearbrow, not too far from here.
I've never heard of those.
No, they're nice. Yeah, you're going to enjoy this.
So these would be quite a firm potato, not a floury potato like a King Edward, because you want it to keep the shape.
Yes, yeah, absolutely. So they're perfect, and when they slice and they go nice and crisp in the oven. So these carrots, lovely carrots, fresh from Scaysbrick and from Wright's Farm. We have some onions, lovely onions, again locally from Goldings at Rufford. Some butter. We're going to use about a quarter of this, and this just gets brushed on the top of the potatoes.
Is that local?
This is very local as well. It's Karen Lodge, and we always use them. They're a great family-run company that are based up at Inglewhite, not too far from here.
So good.
Yeah, it's lovely. We've got a little bit of plain flour here, about a tablespoon of flour. The bay leaves are optional. I quite like the flavour. If you've got some, you can put them in.
Could we put anything else in, like rosemary if we have it?
Thyme is nice in a hot pot, maybe sprinkled on the top, and we could do that as well. Yeah. But yeah, rosemary as well. It goes nicely with lamb. We've got a little bit of cracked black pepper that's going to go on the top. A little bit of salt. A stock cube. I'm using a veg stock cube today. However, if you can get hold of a lamb one, the lamb one's very nice. We have a little bit of oil, and again, optional is Lea & Perrins sauce. I quite like that. It gives it a bit of depth, and so a couple of splashes of Lea & Perrins is quite nice. And then again, we've got a little bit of salt there to go on the top. So I'll talk you through the equipment that we need. This is for 4 people, this recipe. So this is a nice size cooking dish, oven dish. It needs to be oven proof. Chopping board, sharp knife. Haven't got any tablespoons, so...
Nobody ever does. I don't even know what a tablespoon is. It's just a big spoon.
2 of these, basically, that's a soup spoon. A peeler. I've got a large frying pan here. If you've got a lid, that helps things to cook a little bit more quickly. Measuring jug to measure out your water to make the stock, a colander to drain the potatoes, and a pan here to cook your potatoes in with some boiling water. So, to start with,
what does the oven go on?
It goes on about 200 degrees.
Okay, so quite hot.
Yes, yes.
Okay.
So I will pop the oven on. So this is a fan oven, so this one only needs to go at about 180. It's a little bit, it heats a little bit more quickly.
Okay.
So oven's on.
What's next?
So I'm going to peel and boil the potatoes, and they're going to be boiled for about 10 minutes. They only need to be parboiled. This is just to, again, to decrease that time that the hot pot takes in the oven. So,
got you.
okay.
Can I slice one? And then you
Oh
can
yeah.
show me.
Well, we're going to boil them. We're going to boil them whole.
Oh,
We might
okay.
cut, these two are quite small, so these are probably all right. Might cut that one in half. So I will take that. Would you like to peel this potato?
Okay.
And I'll just cut this one in half.
I'm absolutely hopeless with peelers, I need to tell you. I never use peelers, I always use a knife. So you'll probably hear me scream in a minute as I
Try not to
slice
concentrate.
through my wrist. So they're going in big, whole if they're medium.
So, yeah, we don't want them to go too mushy, so we're kind of going to keep them quite big.
And then slice them after they've
After, yeah.
parboiled.
So what we'll do is we'll pop them in this water. I've already boiled this water, so it won't take very long.
Is that too big?
So I might cut that one in half, and then. Okay, so these are going to get boiled for 10 minutes. So are you okay to keep your eye on the time?
I'll attempt to do that, yes.
Great. So what we're going to do next is prepare the vegetables. And are you okay to
Yep.
peel this one? And there might be a bit of carrot chopping. So yeah, with the carrots, I think you really just need to cut them like about that thick, not too thin.
Oh, so we're cutting them in the rounds.
Yeah. So, and you need about four carrots. And I'll put these straight in the pan. So you can just pop them straight in the pan. We're going to pop them in with the onions.
Oh yeah.
Do you want to chop up a couple of carrots and I'll
will.
chop the onion up? So, okay. When we chop the onions up, we're going to do like sliced onions.
Yeah.
So just take the top off and the bottom. I usually, if I'm doing chopped onions, I normally leave the bottom on so you've got something to hold on to.
Yeah.
And then peel the onions.
I noticed you've got some other veggies going on here. What's all this other?
Okay, so some people prefer a vegetarian hot pot. So if you are vegetarian, this is a really nice way of doing it. I've got a couple of root vegetables here. Parsnips, they're absolutely delicious.
Yeah.
I just think that they're great in a hot pot. And this is turnip. I've also got some lovely pumpkin. Pumpkin's really cheap at the moment. It's very delicious, and so I thought, and it's a nice colour. So if you want to add a little bit of pumpkin, and you can add anything you like. In a vegetarian option as well, if you have any beans, even baked beans,
Yeah.
you can add those in if you want
For
a bit of
protein.
Yeah, absolutely. So this is if you are making a vegetarian version.
Okay.
So with the onions, you just cut your onion in half like that, and then you're just going to do slices like that. Would you like to do that onion? And we can throw the onions in with carrots.
So we didn't have. I'm from. Where am I? I'm a bit further north in Pendle. I'm really hopeless at geography, but I'm about half an hour away near Pendle Hill. And we didn't have hot pot. We had a much less nice thing, which was beef stewing steak that was cooked on the hob with onions, potatoes and carrots. And then on poor days, you just have it like that, like a big stew.
Right.
And then for special occasions, you'd have it with a suet crust. So you
Oh.
put it in an earthenware like that, the sloppy stuff, after you've cooked it on the hob. and then make quite a thick suet crust for the top, which made it slightly more edible. Well, nowhere near as nice as Hotpot.
Well, we're doing this with a potato top, and some people make it with a pastry.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not that keen on pastry, so I much prefer with the nice crispy potatoes. So we're just going to add a little bit of oil to that, and we can put it on the hob, and that just needs to cook for about 10 minutes. So
how are the potatoes doing then?
yeah, I think they'll do now.
Were they on for about?
I think that's about 12 minutes
Yeah,
now, isn't
yeah.
it? So I'm going to drain these now.
Okay.
And I'm just going to leave them to cool. So they're okay there. And so these have been on for about 10 minutes, so
Yeah.
I'm going to add the mince now. Just chop it up a little bit.
That smells amazing.
It's lovely,
already.
isn't it? I think it's the onions. Always smell amazing, don't they?
So we're breaking that up, and then what goes in next? Is it the seasoning?
Well, I just I just put a lid on that for just a few minutes, about 4 or 5 minutes. That can probably come down a little bit now, and just till the mince cooks through, and then I'll make up the stock while we're waiting for that.
Ah, got it.
So I'll just grab the jug over here.
So who would you make this with? Your mum?
When we were my grandma, actually,
Oh.
yeah, we were brought up in it. And scouse was the other thing that we had, and scouse was something that we had normally on a Monday, and the leftovers on a Tuesday. And scouse was made whatever roast you had on a Sunday.
Yeah.
It was cut up meat and the bits of vegetables and other potatoes and onions and carrots. It's a similar recipe, but it was more like a stew. So you didn't cook
so you
it
do it on the hob?
just on the hob, yeah. So we're going to make this up to about 400. This is boiling water, so that's about 400 millilitres of water.
One stock cube.
I just use one. Now, yeah, as I say, I would use lamb if you can get hold of it. It's not that easy to get.
I hardly ever find lamb.
No, but it's so the veg stock cube's fine.
To be honest, I use chicken for most things. I just think.
Do you?
Generic.
Yeah.
Well, in restaurants they always use the same stock, don't they? They have veal stock for everything. So I just tend to stick to the same.
Well, because we do a lot of vegetarian dishes here, we tend to use just the vegetable stock cubes, and then you can use them for everything. Okay. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to get a little bowl and put in. That's probably about the right amount of flour. It's probably about.
So that's about a
10
tablespoon.
tablespoon, yeah. And a little bit of cold water just to mix in there. Just to mix it into a paste.
So if you didn't like lamb, I suppose doing it this way, you could use mince beef, couldn't you?
You could, yeah, you could use mince
Or
turkey.
pork. Mince, yeah.
Pork,
Or
actually.
turkey, yeah.
Turkey's very cheap as well, and
Yeah,
very
that's
lean,
true.
and so a lot of people like that. If you want to make, and halal mince as well, we haven't been able to find halal mince that's farmed locally in Lancashire. And so if you can get that, then...
Lid back on?
I'm going to put this in now, and then I'm going to mix this up, and this will just sort of thicken it up and make a bit of gravy. And then just mix that in.
We're all getting covered in it.
Nicely splashed there. Okay, and that's... Well, okay, so you want to pop the lid back on there. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to slice the potatoes. So if you want to do... Now you do the potatoes quite thinly.
Oh, they are thin.
Yeah.
Okay.
And this is what you use.
That's probably where I've gone wrong in the past.
Ah, have you done big chunks?
Well, I've just gone a little bit thicker than this, and they just seem to stay raw. So it doesn't matter because I'm struggling because it's quite hot to get these thin. It doesn't matter, does it? If some are a little bit thicker than others.
No, what I do is I keep the nice ones for the top.
Yes.
So I'm going to do a couple of layers.
Yeah. Okay.
So, the nice ones. So this is done now. I'm going to turn this off. I'm going to take the oven dish. I'll put that out of the way. Okay. Does that look nice?
Gorgeous. And that's all thickened up.
Yeah. So we're going to just put, what I like to do is just in a couple of layers.
Oh, you mean you're going to put some of that in and then potato?
I'm going to put some potatoes because I quite like having potatoes in the middle and then it's kind of nice texture. So what we can do then is just put the potatoes on and then keep the, as I say, keep the nice ones for the top. So if you want to put some of your potatoes on, it doesn't really matter what this layer looks like.
When would you put your bay leaves and your Worcester sauce in?
I'm going to just sort of, well, you can actually put your Worcester sauce in with the gravy, or you can just sprinkle it on the top and it kind of goes in. And I normally just put the bay leaves on the top before you put the final layer of potatoes in.
To make them look pretty.
Yeah. So yeah, put some of your potatoes on there, and
some of my messy potatoes.
the messy
Mine
ones,
are
and
more
then
broken
keep
up
the
than
pretty
yours.
ones for the top.
And tell me again, how long is this going to take? Now we've sort of parboiled.
So it only takes about half an hour in the oven. It does depend a little bit on your oven. It could take up to about 40 minutes.
Okay.
But I did one yesterday and it was just exactly half an hour. Right. So, okay, so that's probably enough potatoes for the top. I'm going to put this layer on.
And this is a good amount of food for 4 people, isn't it?
It's a nice amount, and what we do is we serve it with pickled beetroot, which is absolutely delicious. Or you could have it with red cabbage as well. That's really nice.
Yeah.
Okay, and then the final layer, you just.
I'm going to let you do that because you can
Well, what I'm
get
going to
fancy.
do, I'm just going to put a sprinkling of
Worcestershire
sauce.
Worcestershire.
So,
Yum.
so if you've got some of that, then that's quite nice to use. And then I'm just going to pop a couple of bay leaves in there, and then just pop.
You know, I went up to my nieces in Leeds recently, and they were having shepherd's pie, and they have it with mint sauce, you know.
I've heard that.
Yorkshire
I
people.
don't really. That's.
But I'm thinking about this being lamb.
Yeah.
Mint sauce might be quite nice with this. I bet they do that as well. Funny people.
There's different. Yeah, the people sort of have different ways of doing things. It's always worth trying them. I always like.
I love
things.
beetroots.
Yeah, I do. Beetroot's one of
Any
my
kind
favourite.
of pie or hot pot or.
The beetroot that we have that's going out in these packs is from Peter Ashcroft. He's over in Tarleton and he grows the beetroot.
Yeah.
And it is absolutely delicious, and his daughter pickles it, so everybody that's getting the packs will get a pack of beetroot in there, so just fill in some of the gaps.
Beautiful.
Okay, and then I just put a little sprinkling of black pepper, or whatever pepper you have. This is cracked black
Very
pepper.
chunky, isn't
It's
it?
very chunky, isn't it? Yeah. And if you've got any pepper, it can be white pepper, and then a little sprinkling of salt on the top. And then I've just melted the butter here. So you can brush it on. If you are vegetarian, or if you're actually vegan, you can just use oil and brush some oil on the top. I'm just going to pour that on.
Or Vitalite.
Vitalite, not
It's so
Vitalite.
good, isn't it, Vitalite?
Yeah, Flora or any of those spreads. So yes, this is going to go into the oven for about half an hour.
Ooh, is that one I see ready in there?
And here's one we made earlier.
Yes.
Look at this. How delicious does that look?
Oh, it's amazing. Are we going to get a taste?
We're going to try a little bit. Would you like to try some? Okay. So this is a vegetarian one that I did yesterday.
So I don't get any lamb. How long do I only have to wait half an hour for the lamb, don't I? This has been my starter.
We'll give you a bit more of the crispy potatoes.
Everybody's favourite bit.
We used to fight for the potatoes when I was a child. Did you used to have rice pudding with the skin on as well?
Yeah.
When you did? Oh no, I loved it. So there was 3 of those, and we had physical fights for the
Skin. It's
for the
just
skin. Oh, it's delicious. Looks nice, doesn't it? Let's have a taste.
That is so delicious.
That's lovely. Delicious. Cheers.
Well done.